Welcome to Notes of Change, a video podcast where we take the time to connect with music industry professionals, emerging artists, and those who are transforming lives through the power of music. I am your host, Lydia Chapman, Director of TRHT Selma, which is a partnership between the Black Belt Community Foundation and the Selma Center for Nonviolence. Our goal is to spark transformation on all fronts, from shifting narratives to helping to facilitate economic prosperity, justice, and equity. On Wednesday nights, we choose to chat with some amazing folks about their lives and their love of music. We ask them, why music? Much like food, music is a connector. Music can help us to narrate our stories, to connect to our families and friends, and can even help us transform lives in our community. Music literally can shift our culture. So we want to introduce and welcome you to sit back and relax as we explore Notes of Change. Now, tonight, our guest is Miss Aretta Woodruff. I am so excited, y'all. She was born and reared in Wellington, Alabama. And we're going to ask her about Wellington, honey, because I just learned about a new town in Alabama.
Yes.
Miss Aretta Woodruff got her start singing in the church. And as her voice gained notoriety, she became a staple in the area's music scene. She was once an opening act for none other than Denise LaSalle and eventually released a tribute album to the famed blues singer. In 2018, Miss Woodruff was inducted into the Alabama Blues Hall of Fame. And in 2020, she was named the Blues Female Artist of the Year. I am so excited to be talking to Miss Woodruff about her journey and how music can impact change. Welcome, Miss Aretta Woodruff.
Right. Hi, everybody. I'm
Yes, we
super
are
excited.
excited. We are so excited to and I'm excited. I'm gonna say this. Excited to talk to you because I think that um because of your lived experience that I've read about, right? We want you to share like in real time. But the things that I know that you've triumphed over, this is an opportunity for young, especially younger artists who are just burgeoning their career. This
Yes.
is an opportunity for people to ask questions, right? And to engage
Yes.
with a person who is considered a veteran. Because listen, you got some awards under your belt. You've done some amazing things throughout
Thank
your
you.
career, and we're excited to have you come to
Thank you.
Selma this weekend. Listen,
Yay.
we
I
are
am too.
excited. Yes, to
Yes.
have you come to Selma to share your talent with us. And so
Yes.
I wanted to just kind of talk to you and take some time out and definitely in this moment give you room to introduce yourself. Who is Miss Aretta Woodruff?
I am me. I, I've been asked that before. I'm that person that's always a listening ear for others. Um, I'm that person that has never thought that I am bigger than anyone or any voice. I've never been, one for the thinking I can sing better than. I am just that humble young lady that wants to be able to encourage someone else to continue their struggles with music. You can do it.
Absolutely. And so in the information that I just read, we talked about Wellington because I said, so you were born and reared in Birmingham, right? And he said, no, actually in Wellington. Where in the world is Wellington, Alabama?
Little small town. In between Jacksonville and Anniston, maybe 15-20 minutes from Jacksonville State College. Back then when I was coming up, a little dirt road, as they say, dirt road, as and no street lights. So yeah, one of the little country towns, but born and raised there, and I thank God for my upbringing with my parents and my grandparents there.
Yes. That's something that so many of our youth are missing, right?
Yes, yes.
Grandparents are not the same anymore.
No, they're not. They're not.
So now
I'm
you
pretty
got
sure.
your, it says that you got your start singing in the church, and which
Yes.
is something that I think a lot of, especially Black musicians,
Hmm.
find in common. Um,
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about singing in church. Like, were you? I know when we watched the movie, "What's Love Got to Do with It," and we see the young Tina singing like, oh,
That was
so.
me.
Oh, really?
That
Okay, because I was gonna say, like, were you like a young Tina? Okay.
yeah, that was me. The then I had the little pitch voice every now and then. My brother would say, "She's singing too high. Can you please tell her to stop?" So but I was in the choir as a little girl, and grew on up as a teenager in the choir in the church. And I'm thankful for the opportunity to be able to be in a choir, because it not only was it
Mm.
me being in choir, but being close to God, because without him I would not have had a voice, and even now without him I wouldn't have a voice. So the upbringing in the church choir and in the church itself helped me a lot with knowing where I am today with my faith and belief in God with my music.
Amen. Amen. Now, also a part of your story is that you've had some health issues,
I
right?
have,
That
yes.
and so your testimony, I really feel, and like I promise you, y'all, if you're watching this, like I've never talked to Miss Woodruff, like I've talked to her manager, like I had talked directly to Miss Woodruff. And so this is an opportunity though to like the expression that you wouldn't have a voice without God. And so the
Hmm.
fact that you literally had a stroke not too
Yeah,
like years ago, but you have,
yeah.
when I tell you I have watched your videos and I'm like, man, her knees are better than mine. Like, so when I saw that
I
part
get
of
that
your
a lot.
listen, I'm like, what in the world? Never suspected
I
that.
get
So when I saw it in your
right.
story, I was like, what?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
how
In
was
fact,
that
I've
as a
I've had
singer?
two. I've had
What?
two. Yeah. The first one I had in 2017, and I couldn't walk or talk. After the first one, so um, laying in the hospital bed and knowing that I love singing and being able to talk and relate to my kids, um, it was taking its toll on me mentally. And I had to just put my faith in God to say, you know what, I don't want to lay in this bed. I want to go back to doing what I was doing. I was singing and I was able to uplift people, and I want to be able to do that again. And
Mhm.
um for somebody that has, anybody that's out there listening, and if you've gone through or is going through this, I encourage you to continue to keep your faith strong in God, one. And through therapy and people talking to me and my grandchildren continuously making me talk, I got back to where I could speak plainly. And then I got back to where I could sing again. That's a scary feeling, to
Yeah.
be where you can't talk or walk. It's a scary feeling, but don't let it stop you. Don't let
Amen.
it stop you.
So
And then
then
the
why
second.
music? Like you said that your grandchildren helped you recover, that you were raised in the church and that you're grateful for your
Mhm.
upbringing in Wellington with your parents and grandparents. And so why music?
You know how they say music soothes the salvage beast. um
Mhm.
Music is, for me, it is very inspiring, because if you go back and you listen to whether it's R&B, whether it's blues, and especially the blues, if you sit back and you listen to those lyrics, not just the beat, the lyrics, it'll help you to
Mhm.
see somebody's went through some of the things I'm either going through or have been through in my lifetime, and it inspires me to keep going. So music, it keeps me elevated, to I can reach higher heights, listening to. And I don't just stop listening to just one genre of music. I like to listen to more than one, because you may find somebody with some rap sometimes, that rap, the lyrics in their rap music inspires you you've been through a stroke and somebody's rapping something that they've experienced in their life, and now look
Mhm.
at what has helped you, that you see now I can go a little bit farther because that word that he said in that song inspired me to go a little bit higher. So yeah,
Okay.
music is it for me.
Okay. So throughout your career, I'm sure that you have had, and we'll talk about challenges, but like what's
Yes.
been the most rewarding thing as a performing artist that you've experienced so far?
um Rewarding for me, I was able to open for Patti LaBelle before. Um, and yes, um, artist out of Gadsden named Bill Avery asked me to be a background vocalist for him, and we opened for Patti LaBelle. 1 year here in Birmingham, and it inspired me. Listening to her and listening
Mhm.
to her story because we got a chance to talk to her.
Okay.
um that's one of the highlights for me. But also Denise LaSalle, because Denise LaSalle, I opened for her many times, and
Mhm.
then she tells me that I can record her music. That's a once in a lifetime thing, you know. So
And so the story, like I read a story about that, and it did say that she said that you sound better singing her music than she does.
she did. I was like, ma'am. She was like, yes. I was like, oh wow, that's a great accomplishment. That's a great. I mean, I was like, did she really just say that to me? And my brother in my ear, yes, she did. So but I mean, I was humbled to hear her say that to me. I was very humble.
Yeah.
Denise LaSalle, she was a great artist in her time when she was here.
Yeah.
um and her lyrics is, like I said, you listen to some of the things that she said in a lot of her songs,
Mhm.
experiences, and and things that she had went through and gone through in her life. It taught her how to love and how to be able to respect herself, for one, on the
Mhm.
music scene.
And so, a part of what you expressed when you talked about why music was your love of different genre,
Mm-hmm.
and the importance of that, listening to different kinds of music, how it can help us
Mm-hmm.
regardless of what genre it is. And so just to think about the truth in that, right? And the stories, like you said, the lyrics, the stories that are told, whether
Right.
it's in gospel music or country music
Mm-hmm.
has some extraordinary
Yes.
stories.
Yes.
Like you said, the blues, even bluegrass, right?
Yes.
Because the
Exactly.
band, yes, the band
Exactly.
that will as well this weekend is a bluegrass band, and they're going to tell
Exactly.
some extraordinary stories.
Yes.
Listen, look, if you drink moonshine, you're
That's
going to want to
it.
hear those
You go.
stories.
Exactly. Because you think back to the movies that played Lean on Me. When I'm not strong,
Mm-hmm.
I need somebody to lean on. Um, you think about those lyrics to those songs, and you like, wow, that's a true meaning, because everybody needs somebody sometimes. You
Absolutely.
always.
Absolutely. And
Hmm.
music, like you said, that it becomes that release for people, that connection
Right. Right.
for a lot of folks. So
And
now,
it's
what would you say are some of the challenges over the years as a performing artist that you've encountered and overcome?
the promises and
Mm,
the things that, I got a song for you, or I'm gonna help you to record this song, and then the promises, never come through.
mm,
And those things, and I'm sure not just myself have experienced that. Well, I'm gonna help you. I got a song for you, written for you, and then later on, you hear that song recorded by another female artist.
mm.
And it kind of brings you to that point. You know what? I'm just not gonna do this anymore. So, for me, it it kind of it kind of touches you when people promise you to help you, um shows get canceled, or promoters don't hold up to their bargain or their end of the bargain.
Mhm.
And I appreciate my girl Tikwa, my manager. I appreciate her for sticking by us and pushing us to to be, as they say, to be great at what you're doing.
Mhm.
If they say I got you, I got you. And she's that she stuck to that. And I'm thankful for that. When you find somebody that sticks by their word, that means a lot. Because not just in a recording studio, and then you get almost done with the music, and then you got to face something else. Instead of you wanting to pay, you want to make other arrangements or changes. You don't want that. You got there to that point in your music by your talent. and
Mhm.
and that's where you want to be able to go, by your talent. Let me pay for my studio time, let me pay for my the things that I need to encourage me to keep doing what I'm doing. And don't make a promise to somebody if you can't keep it. That type of thing.
And so, if you could talk to the younger version of Aretta Woodruff, just starting your career, knowing what you know now, what would you tell her?
Don't give up. Mhm.
Mm. Okay.
Don't give up. Don't look back. um I would tell her, you can do this. You've put your mind to it, and you can do this. This is something you have dreamed of doing. And not only have you dreamed of doing it, your mom tells you you're living my dream. So if I
Wow.
could go back to my younger childhood and hear my mom say that to me again, I would just start it all over again and become even better than what it is now. But I think I'm thankful for where I am today.
Absolutely. Wow. Wow. Okay. So, who would you consider to be your musical inspirations?
I think back to Aretha Franklin,
Mhm.
one namely, and I think of Whitney Houston,
Mhm.
because I look at the experiences that they had in their younger years of their lives, and they didn't let what happened to them in their younger lives stop them from their dream of becoming a star, becoming a musician, becoming the persons that they were up until their death. um, and Aretha Franklin's music inspires, from the gospel to the R&B and to the blues and to her jazz. It inspires, and she definitely has been one to inspire me in my music. I watched her the movie that they did of her, and I think back on the things that she experienced in life, and it made her a stronger woman.
Mhm.
The more she went through, it made her stronger. So she was major influence. And as I said, Aretha and Whitney, you know, I loved her music. I really loved her music. I loved her voice. And then, so many others, such as Gladys Knight. She's a beautiful person inside out. Her music, I do some of her songs, from time to time. So it's a plethora of female artists and male artists that has inspired down through the years. I look at Bobby Rush. This man at his age is still going strong. So
Mhm.
that's an encouragement to me to continue. Continue. So
Okay.
yes.
Awesome. So now, when it comes to music and your music and your shows, music can I'm very much like food. When like what I said in the intro, right? Like food can bring us together, honey. You
Hmm.
tell us the right person is cooking, and everybody shows up at the house, right?
Everybody shows up, right?
Yes. So, and music has a tendency of being able to cross those boundaries as well, right? Whether we mad
Yes.
at sister, cousin, or what have you, we still coming to
Right.
grandmama table to eat. You put the
Right.
right song on, and everybody,
Right.
like smiling, at least patting their foot if they don't dance, right?
Exactly.
So when you when you're performing, particularly your music, what is it that you want people to feel?
I want them to enjoy, for one. I want them to enjoy the music. And I try to play to the audience because, there are times you have children in the audience and you have elderly in the audience. So I try to cater to everyone that's there. There are some times when I'm performing that, I can't get this song in. It may be in the lineup of what I was going to do, but then,
Mhm.
you sometimes have to change a song just to, say, I see this child over here and I need to change this song,
Mhm.
to encourage somebody out here because this child may be on crutches. I got a song just for that child to be encouraged today. So definitely, um, I want people to have fun. I want them to be able to get up and dance. I want them to be able to laugh with me and at some of the things, so I just want people to just enjoy me performing, and if it's 5,000 or five, I got to give you what I give that 5,000. If you paid to be, or if you're out there, I'm giving you that five people, I'm gonna give you the show that I give that 5,000. So I want everybody to have fun and enjoy
So
the
now
entertainment.
let me just say that I one of the things that I really am appreciating about this conversation and what you are willing to share about your music career is the fact
Hmm.
that I really keep hearing the characteristic of humility,
Yeah,
right?
God is good.
Um, because from the very beginning of our conversation, you have not directly said that I'm a humble person, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But in
yeah,
every single response, you have indicated the
yes.
importance of humility for you. And so, what role do you
I
think
have
humility
to stay
play?
humble.
Okay.
I have to stay humble, Lydia, because without, like I said, without God, I couldn't do what I do today.
Hmm.
And I can't. I even told my son, I said, "You continue to stay humble and let your gift carry you around the world." And even through the hurt and through the talk about or the misuse of your kindness, I still ask God, keep me humble, but not humble enough to let anyone run over me.
Hmm.
Make me strong enough to be able to withstand the things that I face every day. And that has kept me where I am, being humble with people and with God, because I faced a lot of turmoil on this journey down through the years, but God has been able to keep me humble enough to say, you know what, it's okay, it's all right. I'm you know
Yeah.
what, we'll get through it. And that's what has helped me, staying humble, you know to get me where I am today.
So, humility, and then what about your team, right? You talked about Tikwa and how pivotal she has been in your career. How
Yes.
important is it? And I'm specifically like looking to inspire and inform
Hmm.
emerging artists who may be like contemplating, is it better to go it alone? What do I need to be looking for when it comes to a team
Right.
that is going to propel my music career forward?
Right. If you don't mind, I work with Music Makers Foundation,
Okay.
um, and I work with um, the Southern Soul, the Waymaker Group,
Okay.
and um, I've done this for years by myself.
Hmm.
But to have someone in your corner to push for you, it makes it so much easier for having a mouthpiece, to have a mouthpiece, um, because then they take the brunt and the heat of someone not doing, or someone saying they can't do this or they can't do that. They're the ones that take that upfront heat. And like I say, I did it for myself for years and I still do, but I appreciate having someone there that says, don't worry, I got this, I'm gonna call them, I'll handle it. I love that. So if there's a young person out there that is trying to get into music,
Hmm.
yes, you can go it alone. It's going to be a struggle, true enough. But if you can get you someone that's got your back, that has got your best interests at heart, and that's not trying to take something from you, go for it, because they're going to make sure that no one runs over you or that no one takes advantage of you. So I tell, and I will encourage any young person out there today that's listening, get someone that you can trust to
Yeah.
handle your business.
Business.
You
Yeah.
know, and when I say business, that goes from the money to the clothing to the, making sure that you're taken care of without somebody. If you write a song, then next thing you know, if you don't have a mouthpiece helping you to decipher what's going on,
Right.
somebody else got your music because you
Mhm.
let them hear it, and they had a way of recording it. Now they've got your music. So get a mouthpiece if it's any way possible. Get someone that has your back, that's going to speak up for you, that's going to help you to read those contracts before you sign them, um, and that's going to say, "Hey, we're a team. Be a team player is the main thing. Be a team player."
Yeah. Okay. Awesome advice. Want to just ask, because you are one of the artists who are hitting the Levitt Amp Selma stage on Saturday, as we mentioned at the top of the program. Yeah, she's coming to Selma.
Yes, I'm
Want
coming
to
to
just ask,
Selma.
I know you say enjoy, you want us to enjoy, you want folks in the audience, whether it's 5 or 5,000, to enjoy your performance. What can we expect from Miss Aretta Woodson when she hits Woodruff? I'm sorry, when you
That's
hit
okay.
this stage in Selma, Alabama. What can we expect from you?
I'm bringing the fire. I'm bringing the fire. I think you'll get to see those. I think you'll get to see those Megan knees.
Yeah. Well, you
We'll
look.
figure something out. We'll
You
make it
won't see
clean,
my
but
Megan
we'll
knees, honey, because me and
look.
Megan don't have the same knees. Look.
Hey, look, we'll make it clean, Lydia, but we'll try to show the Megan Lee some kind of way.
Yes,
Just
yes,
have
yes, yes.
fun. Just that's the main thing. Is I want everybody to have fun, and I'm gonna sing some stuff that I want the audience participation as well. So that gets them involved. That helps me to know, hey, oh, I'm enjoying the show. So yes,
And let me
definitely.
just say, so when I first reached out to Tikwa, and she sent me your photos, I was like, this pretty lady sing like that. Look.
Oh my!
When I tell
Thank
you,
you.
like, you are very photogenic, right? And
Thank
so
you.
I'm like, wait a minute, and then watch the videos. I said, oh my God, her knee, literally, that was my response.
Oh my!
Woo, her
Thank
knees are
you.
way better than mine, honey. Look.
Hey, look, believe it or not, some of those times I have, a little ache, but most times I don't. But I be like, okay, let me prepare myself. Let me get my mental state of mind ready for what I'm about to do on the stage. So I don't just go at it, and you know how you go into exercise class, you don't just run into it and just start
You better
exercising,
not.
knowing you're gonna be sore in the morning. So yes, I do sometimes. I just have to make sure my mind is completely focused on what I got going on that stage. And then, in a heel, I have to be very, very particular on what kind of stage I have and what kind of shoes I have on that stage. But I just want everybody to have fun. That's the objective for this weekend, is to
Awesome.
have fun.
Well, I tell you what, at our amphitheater, we have a whole front area that becomes our dance floor. So I know that we have some folks who are going to be up and at it. Listen, as
There
soon
we
as you hit
go.
the stage.
I'm
I'm
so excited.
inspired to ask you about your, because you mentioned that, like, getting your mind right, right? In preparation for the show. What is
Hmm.
that like? How would you, what does your routine look like? Do you work out before you go on stage? Do you like
No.
meditate? Are you, backstage chilling, sipping tea? Look.
I I do sip tea, but I also, I have my meditation moment where nobody's even knowing that I'm in a prayer mode. A lot of times I'm, when I'm backstage and asking God, to shield most of all and protect, and to give me the vocals and to give me the know how to address the crowd. but then we also, before we go on stage, we pray together as a unit,
Amen.
because I think unity is the best thing for people when when you go out, because if you go think about it, once you go out on that stage, if your mindset is not right, somebody's agitated, they're gonna hit a wrong note, or they're gonna be
Mhm.
kind of agitated that eh, I don't want to do this today, I'm just playing. No, we want you to have fun with it, so we try our best to pray together as a unit before going out on stage. So yes, I just I thank God for that
Amen. And so
togetherness.
last but not least, I know I really have enjoyed having this conversation with you.
Oh, thank
But
you.
I want to
Thank
make
you.
sure that people can connect with you. So how can people connect
Yes.
with you? Are you on social media? Is your
Yes.
music, like, I know the answers to these questions, but for the
Yes.
people who are watching, listen,
Yes.
how can
I'm
I
on
find Miss
YouTube.
Aretta Woodruff? Mm,
Yes, I'm on YouTube. Go under Aretta Woodruff, and once you go in on YouTube, it'll pull all of my music up that I've done on there. I'm on Spotify. I have music that you can go on Spotify and find me.
okay.
I have my Facebook page as well, and we're still creating and working on my page that you can just music page that you can just click on the link and pull
Yes.
everything up. So hopefully we'll have that up and running very soon.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I do want to thank you so much for taking time out this evening to stop what you are doing in your Wednesday evening routine. Listen,
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
absolutely. And
it's,
we are, go ahead. I'm sorry.
it's truly been a pleasure, Lydia, to be able to speak with you this evening and to do this podcast with you. When I was asked, I was like, "Oh, definitely, yes." I said that way I'll get to meet her even before the show. So,
Right, right. And this is a great way to connect, allow the community to connect with you and the community and
correct.
beyond, right? Because we are
Yes.
simulcasting to about 7 different places across the internet.
Yes.
So whether you're
Okay.
watching us on YouTube or Facebook, if whatever Facebook page you are on or
Hmm.
YouTube channel, we invite you to come on out and dance, listen, show off your good
Yes.
knees. Yes, with Miss Aretta Woodruff on this
That's right.
Saturday, July 13th, Selma, Alabama. We will be at the amphitheater right downtown Selma. And this again, this will be up. So you may catch this show after
Yes.
she has come to Selma. But that
Yes.
just means that you need to use those cute little links down there that just told you where to find her, to make sure that you check out her music, because you are an extraordinary talent.
Thank
Like I
you.
said, we are excited to have you in Selma, Alabama, and we are going to sing the blues all night. Listen.
Thank you. And to add to all of that, I'm a Lifetime Achievement Award winner for the Music Makers Foundation.
Okay.
Yes, and I am an honorary artist that plays with the Magic City Blues Society all over the world, and so I'm just excited
Yeah.
about this weekend.
Yes, 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 yes. So we have an award-winning artist again coming to the stage in
Ah,
Selma, and we are excited to have
thank
you
you.
be considered a blessing. And we look forward to seeing you on Saturday.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, Lydia. It has been a pleasure talking with you this evening.
Absolutely. So thank you again
Thank
for
you.
your time, and we look forward to seeing you.
Thank you. Have a great evening.
You
Thank you.
too.
Bye bye.